Hey everyone, can you hear me? All right, we'll start in a minute, 2 minutes actually. Let me check if I'm streaming live. All right. All right, we'll start in a minute, 2 minutes actually. Let me check if I'm streaming live. I am actually. All right. How are you all doing? How is I see Teju Talks. That's your call name there. Right. Top movie shots. Top movie shots. All right. Do you want to tell your name so that I can address you? Okay, let's go live. All right. So hello everyone. Welcome to another session. This is some topics that we are covering as part of Creative Corner at Unacademy, and I'm so happy to see you all taking effort and joining today. This is a topic that we will cover for today. Okay, before that, I wanted to know what are your names? Let me try to do this. Who do we have today? Can you hear me well? Can you confirm if you can hear me? Just say a yes. I just want to ensure that you can hear and see me. Can anyone of you confirm and tell me if you can see me and hear me? I just Teju Talks, can you hear me? And Srilata, all right. You can hear me, right? You can hear and see me, right? And I hope my voice is clear and you're able to see the screen as well, right? All right, let's get started, okay, for today. So welcome to Creative Corner. This is presented by Unacademy. I don't know how many of you have tried the platform, but Unacademy is a platform that is enabling unlimited possibilities of learning, right? I mean, not just your regular CBSE, your regular competitive exam preparation. The classes the sessions that you're joining as part of Creative Corner. Creative Corner is essentially a place where you can actually go after your passion. You know, some of you may love to play chess. Some of you may want to build your own robots, or you write your own, create your own apps. Robots in the sense, the cool thing about building your own stuff, right? Do it yourself stuff. I think. With the information available today all around us, there's infinite possibilities, right? And how well you utilize that opportunity is up to you. But I think the platform is something that's amazingly come up with great content over the last couple of months, and you should explore that. In terms of what all possibilities are there, as I said, you have app creation, your Vedic Maths, the sessions that I'm taking today, you have chess, doodling, and a lot more, and there's a lot more coming as well down the line. Right, so there's a subscription for this. If you're refer your friends and family. If you're interested, try it out for a short time. Even if it's a 1 month or 6 months, try it out. You can use this coupon code. You can take note of this, Anup YT10. I'll put this in the chat window. You can try this and get a 10% discount on your Creative Corner subscription. So I highly encourage you to take this, because I think in today's world, having multidisciplinary skills is very important, and it will only help you down the line in terms of adapting to different kinds of careers and going after your passion. That's very important. I think it's very important that you also, while you may be having your education, you're linearly learning your education, you're right, from your first standard to 12th standard, it's also important that you acquire other skills, and no better time when you're young to acquire these skills, because you're just also evolving, you're curious, so do I highly encourage that you take this Creative Corner subscription. um, I mean, in terms of the benefits, of course, you're learning it from the comfort of your home. You have access to a lot of educators across the country, right? That's one of the most plus points that I see, not just of this platform, but many other platforms that have come. And I think technology is really helping us get access, boundaryless learning. That's what I would say, and structured courses, of course. And also check this out, Unacademy Ascent. There are links in the description. This is a championship scholarship chance to win 5 lakh. So go through the description and the link below in this YouTube link, and then you will get more details on that. Okay, so let me quickly get into today's session and introduce a bit of myself. My name is Anup. I will be a coach and mentor on Vedic Maths. I teach on the Unacademy platform. I have regular courses that I also do. So a bit about myself. So I work in the IT industry. I have about 19 plus years of professional experience. I'm a certified Vedic Math tutor, and the rest all are there for you to read. Okay. A brief history of Vedic Maths for those who don't know much of a background, and we'll talk about it through all these sessions. We have a lot of sessions lined up in Feb, just half an hour bite-sized sessions. Okay, so Vedic Maths is over 2,000 years old. It was rediscovered in the 20th century by Swami Bharatiya Krishna Tirthaji. So he had knowledge on variety of subjects: physics, astrology, science, mathematics. He combined all that and determined some patterns, to solve problems in a very simple manner. Okay, Srilata, your Srikar. Okay, okay, maybe you have logged in from your parents' account and that's why. Got it, understood. Okay, so he discovered a lot of patterns, and we'll talk through these, and I'll introduce you some of these patterns, and they're called sutras essentially, or word formulas. Not really word formulas as you see in your algebra formula like that, but these, and you will get to know of it, and I'll make you familiar. But I'm not going to introduce you or make you by heart in the initial sessions, but we'll take it slowly. But ultimately, the goal of these is to make mathematics easy, effective, and fast. Okay, a lot of benefits of Vedic Maths, and I will not talk on it a lot, but just you can quickly glance through it, and then we will visit this, and I'll try to correlate to you some of the benefits. But one of the best part is number 5, it's going to be easy and fun to do mathematics. Okay, so the other part of Vedic Maths is apart from it being easy and fun, in the real terms, right? Vedic mathematics covers a lot of topics in mathematics, not just arithmetic. So if you are able to understand and concepts in Vedic Maths, solving arithmetic problems, you can expand that to algebra, trigonometry, geometry, calculus, and more. So you will get a very holistic and natural understanding of the subject. That is one of the most important benefits that I see of Vedic Maths. And mathematics as a subject is going to be very relevant, not just from your first to 12th standard, but beyond your college, beyond into your work life as well. Right? Of course, we all need to manage finances and all that. And maybe beyond college, you will be mainly dealing with arithmetics. And some of you obviously will be working in those fields related to mathematics. But then mathematics is always very important. Even if you're starting your own business, you need to have a good handle on numbers. So, and for you to be successful, right? Or whether you are a scientist also, everybody has to deal with numbers at some point in time. Okay, so let's quickly jump in. I don't know how many of you saw my session 1. I started a bit late. That was my first session on YouTube. So you need to skip through the first 10 minutes. And that's why I decided to start quickly now. We covered general multiplication method of 2-digit and 3-digit. We saw some patterns, and using patterns, we were able to, let me quickly draw that pattern to remind you some of them, but you can go through that previous session that was there. we went through some patterns to essentially yeah, we went through some patterns. This was for 2 digit, and 3 digit is a longer pattern, but let me show that to you. But you know what, let me not cover that. You can refer the previous sessions because I don't want to take time of you. I just realized that we only have a half an hour, so let me quickly get into it. We have a couple of slides to go through. So today we're going to cover some base multiplication. Okay, by base multiplication, what I mean is, and pardon me if you're seeing this, and we'll go through it because this was supposed to play in a slideshow format, but we'll get through it. Okay. So when I mean base multiplication, remember these, right? These are all your base numbers, anything like 10, 100, 1000, okay, and beyond 10,000 and all that. These are base numbers, and this is a very important concept in Vedic mathematics. Essentially, then we do a lot of calculation based on the base numbers. So let me just quickly simply show you the first problem here. Okay, when I'm looking at 12 into 13, right, the very first step that I'm doing is I'm trying to find out what is the excess from 10. Okay, my nearest base is, first I have to determine what's the closest number to the base. Of course 100 is there, but that's too far. 10 is a base that I will select for this kind of calculation, okay, because both the numbers are closer to 10. Now we will talk about a different combinations and variations. Okay, so one number may be closer to 10, another number may be closer to 100, but we'll talk about that, but one step at a time. Okay, we'll talk about a very simple problem, and I'll give you an algebraic proof also why, or geometric proof also why this works. Okay, so 12 into 13, how much is 12 greater than 10? It's 2, right? And how much is 13 greater than 10? It is 3, right? Very obvious, no? It's a very simple calculation. So the very first step in that is to find out the difference from excess from the nearest base. That's what I've done. We have done that, right? The next step is to multiply the excesses vertically. So if I have 2 and 3, what is 2 and 3? 6, right? Straightforward. I've done that as well. The last step is to cross add. You see the orange arrow? Cross add. When you cross add, what do you get? 12 plus 3 is 15. So effectively, when I combine 15 and 6, this is my answer. Okay, this is my answer. That's all. Right? Now let's look at another example. We'll go through all the examples and then we'll talk about the algebraic and how it works. Okay, 17 into 13. Okay, now you can also tell, right? You also have 10, 100 and 1000. You also have 20, 200, 2000. We'll talk about this also, how to use these numbers as the base as well, because when I look at 17, you can argue that 17 is closer to 20, right? But for now, let's use this only. Okay, let's use all the bases as a base of 10, and then let me show you. Let's use this, right? All the bases of 10, right? So when it is, again, when the base is 10, how much is 17 greater than 10? Let me just ensure that I'm seeing you all. Okay. Oh, you can't hear me, is it? Can you all not hear me? Oh, I thought somebody said yes. Can you hear me now? Can you confirm if you can hear me? Srikar, can you confirm if you can hear me? Movie shots. Okay, because somebody said, oh, I'm only watching, so I couldn't. Got it. Okay. All right. I was worried that I was not audible all this while. Okay, so 17 into 13. When you look at 17 into 13, I'm going to keep the base as 10. Okay, so how much is 17 greater than 10? 7, right? And how much is 13 greater than 10? 3, right? So I multiply 7 into 3, but now my base is at 10. Okay, I have only 1 0. When I write it as 21, I have to keep this, reserve this for the carry. Okay, I am allowed only one place, one digit in the units place here because my base is at 10. Okay, so I write it this way. And then what happens when I add 17 plus 3? I get 20, right? Then when I add 20 and a 2, what do I get? 22. 2 to 1. That's my answer, right? So let's look at this again. It's very easy, right? It's very straightforward. 16 into 12, 6 is my excess, 2 is my excess here. I multiply 6 into 2, I get a 12, and I add 16 plus 2, I get an 18. That 1 gets carried forward. What's the end answer? 192. Right? Clear, right, everybody? Okay, wonderful. But is this concept clear that I explained? Let me introduce you. Let me introduce or put a new slide, okay, and then we'll let me introduce a new slide, and then let's do this problem again. Okay, 14 into 15. Can anybody of you guess the answer now? Quickly use this method and try to solve this quickly. What would be my excess? My base would be a 10. Use a new slide. My base would be a 10, right? And 4 and 5, right? Right? 19 plus 2, 21. Okay. So I hope it's clear. Let's do one more problem. I want some of you to do it and try it and let me know. Okay. Let's solve this quickly, mentally. Now some of you post the answer in the chat. Very easy problem, right? Very easy to solve this. And once you learn this pattern, you can expand it to other areas as well. Okay, if nobody's giving me an answer, I will quickly explain it step by step. Okay, so 13 into 14, my base is at 10. Okay, how much is 13 greater than 10? So I write a plus 3 and a plus 4, right? So 3 into 4 is a 12, right? I write it this way. 13 plus 4 is a 17. So this is your answer basically. 17 plus 1. What would that be? 182. That's all, right? So let me move on. Now, what if you have a number just below 100? Okay, the same concept applies just for the fact that you will change that positive sign to a negative sign. So I have 88. I'm trying to solve 88 into 98, right? And my base is 100. So very first time I choose the base. Okay, it's closer to 100. Okay, it's closer to 100, right? 88 and 98 are both closer to 100. Now, how much is 88 less than 100? 12, right? This everybody can calculate, right? 88 lesser than 100 is a 12, right? Okay, I see some of those answers coming. One on your back. Okay, all right. So and then how much is 100 less than 100 minus 98? 2, right? So when I multiply a 12 and a 2, I get 24, right? And then here, what's my next step here? 88 minus 2, that is a 86, right? 8624. Straightforward, no? So we'll look at more combinations, okay? But you need to understand the pattern first of what we do. We first basically take the deficiency or excess from the base. That's the whole thing. Whether when your base is a 10, you're trying to find out either the number will be 11, 12, 13, or either it will be 9, 8, 7. See, either it will be on this side of the base or either it will be on this side of the base, right? Same applies for 100 as well. So basically all we are trying to find out, how far is it from the base, and we are trying to find the deficiency here. Write it and quickly solve your problem. Okay, so it will obviously improve the speed of your calculation much than your traditional method. Okay, so 100 as well, 96 into 82, 100 minus 96 is a 4, 100 minus 82 is a 18, 18 into 4. For some of you on the lower grade, you might find it a little difficult, 18 into 4, but we'll talk about multiplication as well, more forms of multiplication. Okay, 18 into 4 is a 72. So another tip I will give you, okay, either you can do 96 minus 18 or you can do 82 minus 4. Either of them, if you do it, the answer will be the same. Okay, if 82 minus 4 is 78, 96 minus 18 is also 78. So my suggestion is find the one that is the easiest for you to do. Okay, 82 minus 4 is easy for you to do, right? 78. Same here also, 88 minus 12 or 98 minus 12. Any of them would give you the answer. But do the one which is the easiest. Obviously, your 88 minus 2 is easier than 98 minus 12. For some of you, both might be easier. But take the one which is even by a millisecond. If it's faster, choose that. Okay. So let's look at another example. Okay, now see, there is a reason why this works also, and you can put it in a in a box like this, and I'll try to quickly explain this in 1 to 2 minutes. But even if it's not clear, you can also try it at home, put it in a paper. Suppose you're trying to solve 88 into 98. Okay, this is 88 into 98, this gray area. Okay, this geometric proof of why this works and why smartly Swamiji has kind of given this pattern as a gift for all of us to follow. Okay, but behind the scenes, if you're interested to know, you can try to understand this as well. Okay, and now what we have done here is I have taken a square of 100 by 100. Okay, and essentially if I take a square of 100 by 100, I have to write this as 12 and I have to write this as 2. This is what I'm trying to find the area of, right? 88 into 98 is the area of this small rectangle here, right? So when I am trying to find the area, I will try to find the area in this way. Okay, now because I don't know and I don't know how to calculate, if I use a calculator, obviously I will know it's very straightforward, but I will use the base numbers because multiplying by a base is easy. We all naturally we can multiply numbers by a base. 88 into 100, we know it is 8800. So simply put, what you're trying to do is here, you're trying to find out if this is 88, right? If this is 88 and you know that this is 100. So we find the area of this whole square first. If I draw in a different color. So it's a very simple concept. Okay, it's nothing at all complicated in this. I'm trying to find the whole area of this first. Okay. Right. Then what I will do is if I find the whole area of this, then I need to subtract something to get this. So what I do is next is, I subtract, what I'll do is I subtract this whole thing out. This, I will find the area of this also. Let me put it in a little different color. My writing is a little off track here. Then I will find the area of this. What's the area of this? This is 2 and this is 100, no? So you know that the area of this is 200. So if I subtract this one from this, will I get the area of this? But actually, you know what? I have subtracted more than what I have to do. So I have to give back, right? This area also I have subtracted. I shouldn't be subtracting this area. So now you know what this area is, right? It's very easy. This is 2 and 12. So this area is 24, right? So I simply put that back again. And that's how I get my answer. Okay. So I may not have time to again explain this, but it's a very simple concept. If you put it on pen and paper, you solve as many problems, you will get always the same result. Okay, so that is why either side if you take, you will get the same answer. That is why that in that earlier, this one either 98 by 12 or 88 by 12, you can do the same thing with 98 into 100 and then remove it also. You will get the same result. Okay, so even algebraically as well, if you take a problem x minus a into x minus b, you will ultimately get the same thing. You're basically doing the same stuff. Okay, so you're always taking a number from a base, because 88 as a number, you can express it algebraically also, right, as 100, as 100 minus some number, right? Any number you can express it as, x minus a or x minus b, right? Okay, so anyways, so that's what it is. So this is simple base multiplication. Now you can guess, right? If you're doing a base multiplication above 100, again very same thing, 102 into 103, what is greater than 100? 2, 102, right? Let me also look for your messages on the chat because I need to keep my phone open as well. Okay, 102 into 103, so 100, how much it is excess over 100, right? Find the excess, that's the first step. So it's 2 and a 3, very straightforward. You found this, multiply this vertically, 6. Now here, one thing to watch out here, why did I put a 606 and not just a 6? Because my base, all this is a base of 100. My base is 100, so there will be 2 digits. Okay, so my base is 100. If you are using 1000, you would have had to put one more 0. It depends on the number of zeros you're using in the base. Okay, so that's 2 into 3 is 06. Okay, 102 plus 3 is 105. That's it, right? Or 103 plus 2. Same thing here, 112 plus 112 into 106, 12 plus 6. So can we try to solve one problem here? 104 into 105. Do it in your head. Okay, do it in your head. Try to do it in your head. For those of you who have done this before, try to do it in your head. For those of you who are new, you can use a paper and pen. Okay. Try to find first part of the answer. Okay, first part of the answer is simply by adding that excess, right? That's the easiest. Nobody yet? Okay. I hope someone's solving, but in the interest of time, let me quickly calculate this. So it's plus 4 and a plus 5, right? This is very clear, right? So my first part of my answer is 104 plus 5, 109, right? And what's this part? 20, right? That's all. Okay. All right. So now what if you have one number above and below the base? See, now we are slowly getting into different patterns. I mean, different types of problems, right? You can always expect any combination of problems, right? Now, what if one number is above and one number is below the base? Okay, 102 into 98, right? One, you have a plus 2 and 98, and something below the 100 is a minus 2, right? So when you do this 2 and a 2, you get a minus 4, right? So I represent it in Vedic Maths. There is a concept for bar numbers. We'll try to cover it in some of the other sessions, but very briefly, 102 into 98 is 9996. Okay, so 2 and a plus 2 and a minus 2, I get a 04. 102 minus 2, I get this part of the answer. So my first part of the answer is 100 and bar 4. Okay, now there is a representation on bar numbers. Probably I'll have to cover another session to get you understand this. But what I am essentially doing here is I do another step here, right? What do I do is I give another 100 here. When I give another 100, this becomes 100 minus 4, and that's 96. And when I give away 100, I'm left with, instead of 100 hundreds, I'm left with 99 hundreds. So that's the answer here. So the concept of bar number is basically, I can represent 59 as 6 bar 1. How does that work? Is it's basically 60 minus 1. Okay, 58 is 6 bar 2. That is 60 minus 2, right? 6 bar 2. Right, so there is a representation in Vedic Maths, but I think once you understand this a little deeper, you will be able to absorb this during the next sessions. Okay, so similarly 105 into 88, right? How much is 100 the base is 100. Okay, here the base is 100. All right, I take, over 100, it is plus 5, and this is less than 100, right? So this is minus 12. So 5 into 12 is a minus 60. Okay, I represent it this way: 105 minus 12, or 88 plus 5. 88 plus 5 is what I'll do, 93. I give away one of the hundreds here. All right, when I give away one of the hundreds, I subtract this 100 minus 60, I get 40. When I give away 100, I'm left with 92 hundreds, right? 9240. Okay. 108 into 96. Similarly, the excess is 8. What's the deficiency from 100? It's a 4. 8 into 4 is 32. 108 minus 4 is 104. I give away 100. When I give 100 over here, I subtract 100 minus 32, that's a 68. And when I give away 100, I'm left with 103 hundreds. Okay, so this is essentially base multiplication. Now, in the next session, we'll cover, because we are short of time, we'll also try to see how I can use base of 20, 30, 40, 50. So that opens up possibilities for you to handle every sort of multiplication more quickly. Okay, and it takes almost nearly the same amount of time itself. There's one extra step that you need to add. All right, so I know this is a quick session, but the concept is very, very simple. In summary, what you're essentially trying to find out is, if I do a small recap, I'm essentially trying to find out how much less than the base. Okay, so this is your base, right? Whether it can be 10, 100, 1000, any of them. How much is less than the base, or how much more than the base. I think if you are able to get this, then literally half the answer is already solved, right? Because you already know what is the difference, and then you're simply adding the the excess or the whatever is less from the base, and then doing a cross addition or a cross subtraction. So if it is less than the base, you will put a negative sign. If it is more than the base, you will put a positive sign. So we saw the combination where you are putting up both negative sign. Obviously, when you multiply a negative by negative, you will get a positive. When you multiply a negative into positive, you will get a negative. And obviously, when you multiply a positive sign by positive sign, you will get a negative. This is a negative sign, you will get a positive sign, right? So it's just about understanding the difference between less than the base and more than the base, and you can tackle a lot of these problems quite easily. Okay, now I had more combinations which we'll cover in the next class. Basically, what if you have different bases, right? One is 1000, another one is 100. You can still actually solve the problem, and it's again in a one-line calculation. So that's the beauty of Vedic Maths. It will equip you with different techniques to solve different kinds of problems. And as you master Vedic mathematics, you're able to actually master different techniques. Okay, so I think that's all for today. I know I had a connection issue, so maybe some of you would have dropped, and maybe at least the recording is always available. That's the best part about YouTube streaming, that this recording is available, and I hope you'll come back and see this recording again. Okay, so just a food for thought, as I always mentioned in my previous classes, life is a math equation. In order to gain the most, you need to know how to convert the negatives into positives, and sometimes questions are complicated, but answers are simple. Okay, so we are able to cover just above 100, below 100, just above 100, right? One below and one above. We didn't cover 5 and 6, but I'll ensure that I'll introduce you in any of the sessions that we have through this month. Okay, so thank you very much. Short bite-sized class, and I hope you enjoy it and you take this, learn, practice more, and stay safe. Bye-bye.